Everyone, this is Valerie McNeil from Ginger's Eclectic Life on Etsy, and today I'm going to do a walkthrough of my latest junk journal. I've just finished it, and we'll do a flip through. What I did was I took an old book, and it's an altered book, this one, so I took out some of the pages. You can kind of tell by looking here that I ripped pages out of it. And then what I did was I decoupaged a napkin. The cover was kind of, I don't know if you can tell, kind of like if you can see in here, a burgundy color. And I had this napkin that I got from a swap from Crystal Korzep. Thank you, Crystal. It was beautiful angels on it. So what I did was I decoupaged that down, and I like the results. I like how it turns out. It's almost like a leather look. And you can see the burgundy through it and the little cherubs faintly on there. So I really was happy with how that turned out. So what I did was I put a little bit of cotton lace trim on both the front and the back inside covers. And then you can kind of see it when the book is like this. You can see that peeking out a bit. Inside I put a sticker so someone can write their name or what this journal is about, the date, anything you like. And in here we've got a library pocket with an I love you card. Got that from Michaels. And I have a Paris tuck spot. A lot of the stuff I got from some of the recent swaps I was in, from Crystal Korzep, Kimberly Mundweiler, and Tammy Lee Bowers. So I got a lot of interesting things. And this is a postcard, a post Norfolk. And some, I used some scrapbook paper, and this is some of my, I can't think of the name of it, some of the paper that I coffee dyed. And on the other side, I got some matte paper. So what I did was I glued these papers onto the actual book pages in here. So that's that. And this is a flower that I made from old book pages and kind of inked it up with some ink. That might be Vintage Photo. It's a Tim Holtz ink that I used. A little button music paper, coffee dyed. More of this paper, and the name is eluding me now. It's right at the tip of my tongue, but I can't think about it. And a little sticker. This is a print from Tammy Lee Bowers. It's a print of one of her collages. So I thought that was really cute. Makes a journaling card. And I made a paper clip here with Paris stamped on it. And that's made out of old book pages. Try and recycle them as much as I can. And here is just a little piece of coffee dyed paper. I don't know if you can see the pizza pan marks on there. A little journaling card. And here's a little pocket. I made a tiny notebook. Inside is coffee dyed paper. So a little notebook there. And this is just an index card. And I've painted some watercolor paints on the front of that. And here's a coffee stained index card. I love how that turned out, both the front and the back. Has the dots on it. A little paper clip that I made with a flower. Lots of journaling space in this journal. I tried to focus on the journaling aspect of the journal. And here we have this little library pocket I made out of an old book page. As I did this, I doubled two and glued them together, and then I stained it with some spray ink. More music paper. Here's a tuck spot with some more coffee dyed paper. So I tried to make as much space as I can for journaling in this book. And here we have an old piece of ephemera, an old a receipt, I believe this is. for $20, and I can't make out the writing. It just says August 1st, and I can't make out the writing for that. And a picture of a vintage picture of a little boy. Really cute. I've just embellished this with some trim that I got in a swap. I love doing these swaps. I did some Flowish Journal swaps. I've got such great stuff as a result. More of the beaded trim. More of this kind of ledger paper. I think that's the word I was looking for, ledger paper. Here's a tuck spot I made from old book pages, and I decoupaged a little flower on there. We've got another place, lots of room for journaling here on the index card. Tuck that there. Another tuck spot. This is a paint sample, and it's kind of like rough, almost like sandpaper. Really cool. And here I got record of costs. And on the back, easy fudge frosting, a recipe. This is Walter Baker's Champion Cocoa. Then I have a little envelope here with some little birthday greetings, and this is Chocolat Lombard, Paris. And that's in the little à Paris envelope. I like all things Paris. Little tuck spot. I don't have anything in there just now. Why don't I move this in here? And an envelope with some little booklet, some quotes. Love at first sight is easy to understand. It is when two people have been looking at each other for years that it becomes a miracle. On the back, a good listener is not only popular everywhere, but after a while she knows something. Some quotes on there. And this is a piece of ephemera. It's an old receipt from Flowers Baking Company. And I got these in a swap. Doing swaps are great. You get all kinds of new supplies just for the cost of some of your supplies. So it's a great way to exchange ideas and give inspiration. I got a lot of inspiration from the swaps I was involved in. More ledger paper and some atlas paper, and this can be written on as well. A heart, this I got from Crystal Corsap in the swap. She's taken a bunch of heart cutouts and placed them together, and then I glued them and then sewed them down the center, and I just glued that in there. And I've stolen this idea, and I've made a bunch of these since, and it's the first time I've tried sewing on paper with my sewing machine. She made this one, I did not, but I've made a bunch since then. I thought it was a great, and that's another inspiration I got from doing a swap. So I have more pieces of ephemera in my stash now. And this is an old picture I got from a swap. Mother and baby. And this side we got a paper clip that I made with book pages, and I glued some little flowers on there. We have a doily. The doily's glued down. I find doilies don't make the greatest tuck spots, but you could probably potentially use that as a tuck spot. I've got a little stamped envelope that I made out of book pages with some watercolor tags that I did. I painted some watercolor paper with my watercolor paints and cut them out, and they had really neat, I really like the effect of them. So that's a little present under there. This is one of my book page and decoupage napkin flowers. I have this glued down with a button. Neat effect, very textural as well. And I just put a paper clip on there so people can, you can put something under there or on this side. Maybe I'll do this side because people are more apt to put something on this side of the page. Actually, maybe I'll clip this. This is an index card that I've decoupaged and added some glitter to. And here we have a tuck spot, again made out of recycled book pages. And this is Decalogue of a Good Dog. It's very vintage. When I folded it, it actually cracked in half, so I had to tape it along the fold line there. Picture of a lady on a divan or a chaise lounge. And I tried to use vintage looking paper in this. I didn't coffee dye the scrapbook paper, but it's very vintage looking. And here we have a tuck spot, a little collage with a piece of ephemera and a doily. And what is in here? Oh, a Paris little piece of ephemera. I glued some flowers and rickrack trim on that envelope. More ledger paper, little tuck spot here. This is some packaging. So the tag is it looks like a tag, and I added some of this beaded trim, and we just have a little card here, multifunction calendar card it's called. And these are in my swaps. More ledger and journaling paper. I've got stickers on the bottom of the journaling pages. Here's another tuck spot that I have some little paper tags and an old book page, and that's in French, en français. Here's a little tuck spot. I've got a coffee stain tag, a game, and some game cards. Really cute. And here I have a paint chip, gold leaf. This came from a swap as well, as did these. A little tag from clothing. A little card. You can journal on the back if you like. And some tickets. And here we have another, this little has a few tuck spots in it, 3 tuck spots. So I have this little card. Beautiful, I got that in a swap as I did this. Eiffel Tower, little Eiffel Tower tag, French pastry. And one of the envelopes that I had made. I'm not sure, I don't think I put anything in this envelope, but it's a little coin envelope with a sticker on it. So I have 1, 2, 3 tuck spots there. And I learned how to make that in a video. It may have been Crafty Irene, but I'm not 100% sure. And I decoupaged some flowers on there. Another paper clip with a flower on it and recycled book pages. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of my recycled book pages, as you can see. And here's the tag under there. More journaling space. I love how this coffee dyed paper turned out. I just love it. And the last page is a journaling page. And here we have a library pocket with a vintage card. You can tell these cards were well used. And a journaling card with some burlap paper. And this also was made out of an index card, which I put I decoupaged some book page over top and then a piece of burlap for texture. I like how that turned out. And again, the cotton lace trim. So I'm really liking how this turned out. I will be posting it to my Etsy shop later today. So if anyone's interested in purchasing the journal, it will be available. So I hope you all have a great day. Remember to do what you love. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. This is Valerie McNeil from Ginger's Eclectic Life. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.